coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 247th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As every fucking week, I'm Log Power Slave, joined by none other than Mylan, the Mustache Games. How you going, Cobber?
Pretty goods. I'm on the road to be making you very proud, being a very big boy Titan.
I know, I saw. I've been sitting there all morning playing guitar, talking to Sass, watching Maddie refine a Titan build. Well, two Titan builds, really. It's been, all my Christmases have come at once. Hang on. Bloody full screen shit itself.
Mate, this Titan.
It's fucking strong, man. It's fucking strong.
Yeah. See you later, man. I'm a Void Titan all the way. I don't care about the bubble nerf.
Like,
it's fine.
I know people are real butthurt about Hunters just getting shit on. But if this is the win that we get out of it, if we get Maddie back to the Titan side of the fence, I'm fucking for it.
Here's the thing. I don't want to bring it up again, but if I was going as a Hunter, I don't think I'd have as much excitement as I do now going in as the Titan.
That's exactly what I want to hear you bring up. What are you talking about? This is exactly what I wanted to hear.
And to be honest, this is Destiny Community Podcast's fault, because the only reason I picked Titan is we don't have anyone running Titan for day one raid.
Yeah.
And on top of that, everyone was very upset that we didn't ask more Titan questions to the Bungie devs.
So, in a weird way, it took for you to go and be on another podcast.
Yes.
To finally see the light on this one, right?
Ironically, it took me going to another podcast to become a Titan.
To become a Titan.
How long have we been doing this podcast together?
Oh, it's 300 years. Easy. Since before, settlement and everything. We've been here for,
millennia.
Time immemorial. Beyond that, how you doing, Cobber?
It's been busy. I wrote an article for PC Gamer.
I saw.
Got that out.
Very good.
Read
it on the shitter.
I'm in clout chasing all week doing law schools.
Saw that. Teaching fucking luminaries of the Destiny community the law.
We've had Ricky Kakis, we've had Dado, we've Travel Danielle, we've had Aztecross.
You know what? The one thing, right? And you know what? Our group of mates is probably a little different in the way that we approach people in terms of like all of that sort of stuff. The way, the one thing that matters is like everyone who's watched that stuff that I know has come away and said, geez, Rick looks like a good bloke, doesn't he? Geez, Aztec Ross seems like a good bloke, doesn't he? Geez, Dado and Danielle are lovely, aren't they? It's not who they are, it's who they are, right? Like, that's the good thing about it. You'd have them over for dinner, eh?
Yeah. When you get to talk to people more casually, you get a better idea of who they are, and that's like I don't know. It was a secondary benefit of the law school, which I didn't really anticipate, which is just like having a bit of chinwag.
Yeah, making friends. Look at you now.
Making friends. It only took me 7 years to start collabs.
There you go. I mean,
because I hate collabing.
Slowly.
No. I love collabing. I hate asking people to collab.
Yeah, it's that, and it's the never knowing what you're going to get back, right? Because some people are incredibly easy to work with, and some people it's just a dick drag to get anything out of. But it sounds like you.
I'll give you some behind the scenes.
Yeah, all right.
Dado has the same approach as me when it comes to getting hold of people.
In that he doesn't.
Yeah, like I never message back.
Yeah.
I'm always too busy, and then I'll just write like one word.
Like, I don't know if anyone, if you're watching this podcast, and normally Matt's pretty good, but I do have Matt's actual phone number, so I can ring him up like it's fucking 2003 if I really need to speak to him.
You still send me, you send me a text message about podcasts every week because I just won't answer the other shit.
True. Yeah. I mean, look, I think you need to compartmentalize that stuff. That's a life lesson, but
I also think Daddy's probably
no
got a
less
lot of
funny.
people fucking message him every day. Like, it's just be a fucking
I don't know
nightmare.
who would be the more punishing community to be chased down by, like the law nerds, like your crowd, or the optimal DPS crowd. No, I'm not
Oh, dude. I'd like to see a gang fight between the law kids and the fucking optimal DPS.
I reckon some of the law kids would be doing optimal DPS to the optimal DPS kids. I don't know. I don't think it'll be a zero sum game. All right. Well, we've got a shitload to talk about again. With the Gambit rework that I didn't see coming, but I'm sure many did. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that's gone on this week? Anything else? Like, we had the trailer.
Yeah, we've had heaps of shit. We've had the windscreen trailer.
It's
we've
like
had
every
the
day
fucking.
there's something new. I'm just tired.
We've had
trying to keep up.
the new Hive Ghost Imaru fucking spitting bars on Facebook and Instagram.
True.
We've had Sabathoon destroying Paul Tassi to telling him to touch,
go
touch
grass, Paul. Like, I mean, if anyone's going to give you that backhander and you'll cop it, it's literally the Hive God of cunning. You'll wear it. I love it when they do that. They did the same thing with Keitel back for Season of the Chosen or whatever it was. And it was funny then, but this was, I think, at a different level. I just want to know, like, I want to understand, like, is there a bunker of, like, people all working together on this? Like, because the responses are so, like, can you imagine how paralyzing that would be if you were one person that was, you're the guy that's going to sit there and respond to Paul Tassi and make sure you shut him down?
Well, I reckon there's, what's the dev that makes all the sound effects?
Oh, yep. Yep. Oh, fuck. Dave, is it Dave Samuels?
Dave?
Is that a singer?
Samuels?
Samuel?
I think you might be right.
Or am I conflating him with someone else?
Anyway, I like to think there's a social media version of him that they just let out of the cage to be Sabathoon.
Yeah, right. Like, just go over your gone.
Here's a social media login, go nuts. And
go nuts. Right.
The only rule is you got to be Sabathoon.
Yeah, you got to pretend to be Sabathoon.
To be honest, I imagine it might be someone on the narrative team because it's pretty.
It's very eloquent. It is.
Well, yeah, that, and also, like, you don't want to say something like that might fuck up the story or might.
I think that they would be given a very narrow scope of, like, here's a few buzzwords you can throw in, but other than that, just reference.
Well, here's the thing. There was one about Osiris. Someone said, "Is Osiris dead?" And they responded with, "We gave you what was left of a scrap of a man or something. I'm sure you can piece him back together." And I'm like, is that a clue?
You know we're in shit when Matt's scraping Twitter for lore.
It's true.
Oh, I'm trying to think what I've done this week. I've done a shitload of IRL work, but the other thing I did, set up, I've been, like, hoarding fucking massive boxes of shit in the other room for weeks and weeks, getting, like, all this new gear, like sit-stand desk and all that sort of shit, and I finally built it last week. And I tell you what, crawling around under desks, I'm starting to feel my age. I was like fucking walking like a fucking cowboy at work on Monday, just destroyed.
You know the worst thing about getting, like, sit-stand desks? What do you do with all the fucking cardboard? It's such a pain in the ass. At one point, I bought a second PC and a sit-stand desk. I had cardboard coming out my backyard.
Look, not only that, we bought Rach a sit-stand desk because she's working at home, so I've got double. Like, my house is the biggest fucking fire hazard in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment. It's just...
Yeah, at least you got kids. You can do stuff with cardboard. Let them play.
Yeah, like a fucking desk box. It's like fucking that thin.
Yeah, right.
It's like 20
right.
centimeters deep. What are you going to do? Oh, it's a door again.
Draw on it, maybe. I don't know. Paint on it.
True. But yeah, that's been my week. Just sort of trying to get everything back up to speed. You know, whenever you disconnect anything in this life, right? And anyway, any content creator will probably back this up. The second that you change anything about your setup, there's that angst of like, shit, what if it doesn't work when I go?
I ain't unplugging anything. And I swear to God, if there's a fucking Windows update just before Witch Queen, I'm
I saw Rin got slugged with the Go XLR one that we got about a week
that
earlier.
Got me. Yeah, that got me as well.
Well, that fucked the podcast. No one could hear you. I'm just happy as Larry. I'm spinning a fucking shit yarn to myself. How good. All right, do we want to talk some Destiny? Because where do we want to start? Well. Because look, we can look forward. We can look forward to the Gambit changes and all the other stuff in the TWAB. Or do we want to do a quick recap on sort of this final week and what happened in where we are now in season of the Lost? So, I mean, that's probably more your field than mine. If you want to,
season of Lost finished. For those who don't know, Mara Solve got ambushed by Ziva Wrath, returning back to the Dreaming City, lost all her Techians. That's what kicked off the season. We had to recover all the Techians to perform a ritual and remove Savathun's worm. We were doing this because Savathun had captured, kidnapped Osiris and had been impersonating him since Season of the Hunt. And promised to return Osiris if we removed her worm. She wanted to have her worm removed because essentially the Hive have to keep feeding their worm, otherwise their worm kills them. And Savathun worm was also being fed off her deception and was still very hungry boy, a hungry girl, or hungry worm. And so tried to get, you don't want the trickster to be into like a short end of the deal, right? She had the short end of the bargain. So likely wants to replace the worm with the light somehow leading into Witch Queen. So they perform the ritual. We go into essentially like an astral alignment. There's a big tower with worm skybox.
Worm box.
I
think you might be underselling it. That was epic. That was more epic than I was anticipating.
It was pretty good.
Yep.
You cross the bridge. The gameplay is actually really fun. You cross the bridge, you enter the ritual. You have to defend the ritual from Ziva Wrath, who's trying to have one last sort of final swipe at Savathun, her sister. And then the crystal breaks open. Cyrus is sort of there laying lifeless. And Savathun disappears. By the way, did you notice the music that's played?
No, I didn't. But it's the it's from Destiny 1, isn't it? We were talking about. Yeah,
Regicide.
I think Aura was talking to me about it afterwards.
Yeah, Regicide, the Oryx Taken King music.
I was too busy hammering the shit out of everything.
As she disappears, it plays Savathun's song, the motif of Savathun's song.
Yep.
She's like, bye-bye.
It's so well done, this stuff. Like, it's nearly criminally well done in that, like, it's very understated, and in that way, it's pretty. But like a dumbass like me, you could just completely overlook it.
Yeah, you miss it. Right? Yeah. And then basically, after you talk to Saint and Mara, you get a little bit more information. Essentially, Osiris is alive. He's in a coma, or he's not awake, so to speak. Yep. And Saint's sort of waiting for him to come back. And you get from the radio message, you learn that Savathun basically put a spell on Osiris, and they traded places when the crystal broke. So wherever she had him captive, as soon as the crystal broke and the worm was removed,
he was there.
Yep. Savathun switched spots wherever he was, and Osiris took her place, and that's how he popped out the crystal at the end.
I assumed he was dead. I don't know why. That was where my mind went to.
I was like, told you, he's fucking dead. He's dead. Yeah, he looked dead. Like, he wasn't moving or anything.
Body.
He's a dead body, yeah.
But no. So I don't know. I'm sure that he'll play some part in all of this, right? Like, you'd have to think he'll know something that'll be important sort of over the, Witch Queen story.
Well, you probably haven't heard any theories on where I think he is.
No, I mean, I've heard nothing. I've been very, very busy, but I mean, I'm happy to hear them now. If you would like to share one or two.
I've been talking to chat about whether Osiris is actually, his soul is like in the worm that we have now.
Yeah, that was. It's like a body snatchers fucking. Like Osiris is just the worm. I'm for it.
Yeah. So because in the new trailer, Zavala, he like death punches. He always like punches the worm.
I thought he I thought that's what happened actually. And at first view, doesn't seem very sporting, does it?
Yeah, and then Akora's looking a bit sad, and the whole gang's in the office. Like, why? And then like Akora carries the worm out of the thing, and everyone's like watching on. So is it like why do they give so much fuck about the worm? Don't know.
Well, that's probably the first one they've ever seen that isn't the size of a skyscraper. So they want to, right?
Well, you see them all the time when you kill the hive. They pop out.
Yeah, they crawl around on the ground. I mean, they've been around since Destiny, since we went on the bloody Dreadnought.
Me too. Yeah. So either that, or I do think the worm's going to give us a deep sight, or I think we'll get the power of deep sight from it.
Really? Like, what? And to do what? To like?
I don't know, because Mara says when they capture the worm, we've got the worm, and I'm sure we'll get some insight from it.
Did you? Now this is kind of my thing. Like at that, like not in the mission itself, but when you go back and you talk to Mara, right? And she's basically like fobbing it all off, like she half expected all this to happen. Did you just kind of like expect her to start putting clown paint on her face? Because
you know what?
What?
EA saw Mara's performance. They called her up and said, "Bruh, can you represent us in our earnings call for Battlefield? Because we need someone like you that can shift the blame of a bad execution."
Yeah, right. Like you've cocked up bad. Oh, you know.
Look, we lost 3.4 billion. It's not my fault. It's a bad market. It's the market's fault. The market's in a slump at the moment.
We learn a lot out of it. We've grown as people out of it.
The thing is, Halo Infinite came out at the same time. And that really got us.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that. You know, we can't see everything coming. So, you know, we learned our lessons out of it. We will know better for next time. Next time we need to exercise a fucking worm.
Zero remorse. She had zero remorse.
It's like, for fuck's sake. She reminds me of a particular politician. But anyway, we'll not get into that because I'll end up cranky. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I honestly expected we'd get maybe a couple of weeks of lead in, but I thought it was fine nonetheless. I think everyone's sort of, you know, cooling their heels, waiting to get into the new stuff. So I'm glad they didn't overdo it, but it was cool enough. It was basically what I expected. We all kind of knew that no matter what we thought was going to happen, Savathun wasn't going to be all buddy after it because, you know, we've got an entire expansion of us fucking chasing it down. Yeah. So we knew we were going to get gazumped somehow, and I was happy enough with the way that went down.
I probably wanted a tiny bit more from the cutscene. I will admit.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I rewatched all of Season of Lost, and there were some cracker weeks. You know, like with ink blot cutscenes and other dialogue. Like there was, you know, a lot of shit happened Season of Lost. So I had quite high expectations, and
that's kind of become the standard for just seasons in general. Like that, the big ink blot at some point through the course of it at a pivotal moment, and that I feel like they could have done something of that order to just sort of illustrate things a little bit more. But at the same time, as I said, I thought it was fine. I enjoyed the mission too. It was pretty hectic in there, you know, at the end. I'm glad I managed to get a fire team of me and 5 mates to jump in and do it. Because I am hearing that there was a lot of issues with it, and people skipping the cutscene. Like, imagine doing that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. If you skip the cutscene on anyone who hadn't done it before, hang your head in shame. But there we go. All right, let's jump into the TWAB and we can talk about all the cool stuff that's coming next week. How about that?
Hey, what's your percentage on Gambit?
What do you mean? What's my percent?
Your
it'd be fucking low. Do you want me to look it up?
your year in review or whatever it is. Your fucking lifetime percentage.
I'll have to find the email. Hang on, give me a minute. You're gonna need to fill
dead
air.
Mine is 2%.
2%. That's not very much, is it?
It'd be interesting to see. Look, we did this on DCP too, and I think chat was like under 10% as well.
Oh man, mine will be devastatingly low. It'll be crushingly low, and I reckon I've played more Gambit in the last 2 weeks than I have in this last year. Jesus Christ, where is this email? Where did it come out?
Mine went to promotion, by the way. But the Gambit changes, I think, will get me at least interested in playing again, I think.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think it's a case of here we are, year in review. Variety being the spice of life to some extent. So changing Gambit up, which it is desperately needed for quite some time. What was yours? Gambit what percent?
Like 2%.
Mine's 3%. Like actual, there you go, 3%. Big Gambit players over here. Crucible 55%. Open World 10%. I don't even like. I reckon I've played more PvE in the last few weeks than I have in years too. I reckon anyone over 10%'s got big issues in their life.
True.
It's just, and anyone who's like, those sus people that are like, oh, I play all 3 classes, and it's like an even split between all 3 of them. I'm just like, you just lack commitment, for fuck's sake. Just
make a decision.
Senchi's in chat. Senchi, find your Gambit percent. Tell us. It'll be more than 10. I'm sure of it. All right. So scrolling through the TWAB, the first thing we butt into is the Witch Queen launch trailer. No one does this like Bungie, man. Just the hype. Like it is. They do these slick fucking. I'm not going to play it because we'll get fucking DMCA'd for the music, because the only music you can't play, in my experience, is trailer music because it's another artist's song. But it's incredible. If you've not seen it yet, climb out from under the rock you're living under and go and have a fucking look, because if that doesn't rustle your jimmies and get you fired up for next Tuesday/Wednesday, depending on what part of the planet you live in, nothing will. Also, the developer insights on the glaive. I'm secretly terrified of glaives. I have no idea what to expect. I think
they're going to be awesome.
I know. They're going to be awesome when you hold them. What I'm worried about is in PvP when I'm not holding them.
No, we got information that it seems pretty balanced, I think.
Okay.
You have to get. I think you have to get kills to charge it before you can do the shoots.
Do the shoots or do the blocks, whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
It reminds me of those fucking mermaid Disney stick things from Sea of Thieves.
No, do you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Stargate.
Oh yeah, dude.
What's his name? Teal'c.
Yeah, he was a unit, that bloke. I wonder how he's going these days. Teal'c. What's going on, Teal'c? Not sure if you watch the podcast, but if you do, good on you. I'm gonna go and watch Stargate. Fucking hell. Right, cool. Let's talk about Gambit, because you can go through them and watch the trailers. You don't need us to tell you about.
Yeah, and I've banged on about the lore in the Witch Queen trailer, because it's essentially like the history of the Hive, the Fundament, the Books of Sorrow. We see the Proto Hive. We see Savathun probably sometime between now and Witch Queen, right? She got no crown on yet. She hasn't got the light yet.
And also carrying the worm around like it's a baby. Do you reckon that's a flashback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I might need to explain this to you.
Yeah, please do. I'm fucking.
Okay, real quick. I've explained.
No. This is why this works.
Times I've explained this.
I don't care. I haven't heard it. Our audience hasn't. I mean, some of them might have, but this is why this works, because I'm the dumb man who comes in and asks the questions, and you tell me the answers.
Okay. It was the planet they were originally trapped on. The Proto Hive, the Krill people. The Fundament, exactly. The white worm was a dead worm that belonged to her father that she got when he died. And it speaks to her, and that is originally what led them to the worm gods, which were in the depths of the Fundament.
Yep.
Okay? So it just sort of guided them there like a whisper, and that's what made the pact with the worm gods. In that scene, you also see the moon in the background and the Traveler, and that's to indicate how the Traveler helped create the tidal wave to try to wipe out everyone on the Fundament to prevent the worm gods from forming a symbiotic pact with one of the species to get off planet. Because that's how the worms escaped. The worms needed a host, and the Traveler tried to stop that by making a tidal wave to wipe everyone out.
It's a cool strategy. Shame it didn't work.
Well, they still did it. Killed trillions, by the way.
Killed trillions.
Yeah, good guy, Traveler.
No dramas, just like it did when it left bloody, the whirlwind or whatever it was, or the abandoned, the fallen. I don't. Yeah, cool. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's what the worm is.
It'll be interesting to see how much of this translates to in-game cutscenes.
Well,
right?
we know there's more. We know there's more cutscenes. Like there's more Hive history in a Throne World, right? We see Oryx taking out Akka the Worm Gods.
And even if it's just in effigy like that, I feel like there could be a lot of stories told in, like that's a very important moment in the history of the, their species, and I'm looking forward to it. I've just got a feeling that it's going to be we're going to be drowning in lore. I'm like, it'll be Books of Sorrows fucking again. I would just have that.
Well,
have that
honestly,
vibe.
when Forsaken came out, it was like 7 books or something stupid. I can't remember how many books there were. There were a lot of big books with Forsaken.
Oh, I hope you got.
So we'll see.
I hope you got your Word documents ready, Cobber.
Mate, I'm a bit too busy doing a Titan main, to be honest.
Well, look, you can circle back to it when you need to, right? It's there for content. All right, so the Gambit rework. Good to see. Like, honestly, and we're joking about it, obviously, saying that, we've got this crushingly low percentage of Gambit played over the last year. And I think you'd find that most people are in the same boat. It's sort of been something that's been on the back burner quite clearly. They reduced it down to the one playlist and all that sort of stuff, but it hasn't been tinkered with in quite some time. So I think reading it will be a big freshener up. Just made that up. So there's a whole heap in there about what they want Gambit to be, and the approach that they're taking in, and sort of what they're chiseling away to try and get to those ends. So what I might do, I'm just scrolling down because it's the, writing under the picture thing again. It brings us unstuck. But here's the list of like changes. I'm not going to go through the philosophical reasons of why they're making them, but we can discuss. We'll sort of give our own interpretation of what we think will happen, right? So the core activity changes. There's a freelance node added. The rotating seasonal selection of curated encounters starts season 16. So we're going to be getting seasonally changing Gambit. Respawn points are added on all fronts, so all around the map. You won't be running in from the back of the map anymore. Your initial spawn in, I think, is a big deal, because that's a bit of a dick drag. Irrespective of where you are fighting, it always sucks, and it's like gives you that 10 seconds to think about what you did wrong. I think some of us would really do without that.
Why you rejoin the team? Yeah,
just sort of like, oh, where are you? Oh, I'm dead. Players will drop half the motes they were carrying when they are defeated. Players can be revived by other players 2 seconds earlier, and auto respawn is delayed by 2 seconds. So you'll be able to get your teammates up quicker and have more of a window to do so. I find, and like this is just mainly over playing over the last couple of weeks. I probably wouldn't have had a take on this otherwise, but I think that's a massive deal. Because in Gambit, you're normally so spread out that revives are rare. Like, you're basically making a choice right then. Like, it's not like Trials where your priority is the revive almost straight out of the gate. To make that quicker, I think is a big deal. I think having a full fire team up more of the time, definitely a better deal. Players who can be revived by... reading the same one again. All shields have increased resistance to non-matching damage types, so expect a tougher time breaking them. And Rules of Gambit node has been added to the launch screen to teach you what Gambit is about. Right, let's jump into blockers, draining, and the bank. 10-mote Phalanx blocker now has its health boosted a bit. I mean, look... If we're going to have bonk builds, and I know they're talking about disabling the exotics that make it completely fucking broken for the raid race, but so long as that exists in some viable form, and I can't, like, it's one of those examples of like there's so much going on and they'd need to change so much to break it, that I think that it might not go away. I think that it may well be controlled by removing syntheseps and that from the pool while the raid race is on.
The peel.
So, I mean, these are all like one tap with a hammer as it currently stands without much thought, and I don't know where they'll end up. The 15 mote night blocker stasis attack. You were talking about this on stream earlier.
I just did a lost sector with stasis, and I forgot how like oppressive stasis with enemies
horrible.
can be.
It's like, don't get me wrong. I think like Savathun taking the light is a bad thing, but if it means that there won't be stasis enemies in the campaign, I'm kind of fucking happy about it. Because it's the slowing. The slowing is the most fucking debilitating thing in this game. Hang on. I want to say hello to someone. Hello. Right.
Yay.
Hello. Yeah. All right.
Got you curly hair.
I'm not picking you up.
Please, Papa. It's like Twitch chat.
This is my Twitch chat.
Please. There's your room live Twitch chat. You can see yourself now.
She figured it out. Jesus. All right. So I'm going to try not to be distracted for 2 minutes before I inevitably.
Hey, do you want me to read?
Yes.
What am I reading?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You're reading from the 15 mode blocker.
15 mode's not. Yeah. So basically, guys, this is the take-home message. Always bank 15, so you send stasis blockers to the other side just to be annoying.
Faces? Can you pull faces? Oh, you're going all shy. It's all good.
Oh, yeah. I think that's good. Good. Yeah, well, actually, no, it's going to be super annoying, but we'll see how it goes. Moat drain from multiple blockers continues even if the opposing team has a primeval. So what happens is, even if they get their primeval up, you'll still gain moats because the blockers will still fall you, even though it doesn't matter because they got a primeval. They don't need moats. You'll still get them.
Yep.
So it encourages them to destroy the blockers rather than just doing primeval DPS. And moat drain is paused if a player is near the bank and engaging blockers. So that's nice because it always sucks when there are blockers there and you're like trying to stop the moat drain and you just see the moats slip through your grasp. Right, that's blockers done. Moats and blockers.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Ammo, mate. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me this year with a crying baby.
Like this. Can you imagine this podcast in 2 years' time when there's just double this? Anyway, cool.
Ammo economy. This is interesting. This is hard because heavy ammo really changes how the PvP aspects of Gambit work, and it's almost like an impossible balance. But what they're doing is, when you complete a front, like a wave of enemies, a chest containing a small amount of special and heavy ammo spawns in the middle of the front and can be looted once by each player. It times out after 20 seconds. Killing a high value target also spawns one heavy brick for each player. During Primeval, ammo chests spawn in one of the fronts every 60 seconds. And this replaces the regular ammo chest you used to get. Limited special and heavy ammo bricks to only spawn from enemies if you have finder mods equipped. Right.
Did you find this? I didn't see this coming because I thought, like, with making, like, I understand they're trying to speed up the game, get like your PvE game, but God, it's going to be difficult as an invader. Like, there's going to be so much heavy ammo around that basically, if there's one person who carries galley around and they're going to be on invader watch, it's going to be really difficult to
yeah, I think this is going to make it a lot harder for invaders, which I
don't think it's a bad thing, mind you.
I think it's a bad thing right now because invaders have had it pretty good for pretty long.
Yeah,
so,
I think like all of the truly great invaders have gotten bored and are playing PvP, right? Like that's where we're at. So anything we can do to up the population in the playlist is going to be good. But I foresee it being pretty brutal. Any rockets with tracking or like anything that you can one tap with is going to be very good for that.
Yeah, it's going to be heavy versus heavy for invaders, which is, I don't know if that's a bit boring or not, but it's what it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's going to be one invader with heavy versus 4 other players with heavy.
Yeah, good luck.
So I think it's going to be whoever gets eyes on first and like tracking.
Yeah. I mean, there are It does talk about invasions further on. We'll get there because there are a few changes too that are probably going to make that a little bit more difficult. All right, well, I'll do Primevals. Primeval health and Slayer stack bonuses returned. Burning the boss after 3 rounds of envoys should be just as easy as it is now, but burning him after 1 or 2 rounds should be significantly more work. Again, we'll see how Hammers plays out because at the moment it's just broken. Envoys now spawn with friends out on the front, so it's not just the 2. I don't know what are they called? Witches? I can't even remember. Wizards. Been playing this game for 700 years and forgotten what name.
Yeah, it is wizards. Yeah.
Yep. So they have reduced health and are no longer affected by Slayer stacks and have varied elemental shields. So it's not just going to be void all the time, which is probably for the best because it was incredibly predictable and very easy to negate. Killing the envoys will get Slayer stacks. To get Slayer stacks will require movement, dealing with the envoys' protectors, and dealing with their elemental shields. So, rewarding a mix of loadouts, definitely. I mean, I've had Gnawing Hunger glued to my hands anytime I've gone into Gambit because it's a auto rifle with void. It shreds them. So, good change. Envoys pull invulnerability. They put an invulnerability shield on the Primeval, so you have to take them both down before you'll be able to do anything. Envoys spawn at 30% of Primeval damage done, so look, about a third, easy done.
This is just basically made the Primeval like damage phases.
Yeah. I mean, it's damage phases that you can expedite with a bit of planning if you want to go and send someone out to take out the envoys as they spawn. Cool. And the servitor boss has been removed. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't piss me off as much as it has pissed off other people. But I was like, okay, fair enough. I saw a lot of discourse about this particular boss yesterday.
Why?
People don't like it. They don't like the meatball.
Don't like what? Don't like getting rid of it? Or don't like the boss?
Don't like fighting it. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but you just fucking throw a hammer at it. Just stand under it and look up.
Yeah, but it has a shield.
I mean, it is. Look, I get it was kind of annoying. Maybe I just haven't played enough Gambit lately to be truly pissed off with it. The Malfeasance quest starts.
Do you remember when you had to get that and win to get that quest? The Malfeasance quest.
Yeah, there was some true asshole oscillating moments. It's a fucking meatball. It's a fucking meatball.
It was sort of great and bad at the same time.
It was 3 rounds, and it'd like pop up in the last one, and you'd be. Yeah. All right. Invasions, all yours.
Invasions. Level advantage is now disabled for invader PvP. Surprise! It's been like that since Beyond Light. Get wrecked. One of the moat phase invasions has been removed. Invasions now trigger 40 and 80 moats, and primeval phase invasions are unchanged. Okay. Invasions can no longer be saved up. You got to use them or lose them. Invader, this is probably the main thing, or one of the main things. Invader can now no longer see how many moats any players are carrying, and player nameplates fade out when you aim down sights.
Yeah, so you can't sort of be trying to pick someone off with a sniper and know exactly where the other 3 players on the team are. So functionally a good change. I like this one because I've always felt like there's that fear when you're like just at the point of banking 15 moats and you're about to start running back and there's an invasion and you're like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously most people listen to this podcast and don't watch it. So it was like that, when you like drive over a hill too quick and you fucking feels like your guts are falling out, that kind of fucking deal.
Yep. You can still see players through walls, just not when you're engaging your rocket tracking or using your sniper zoom. Not bad. We found a bug with how the primeval heal effect was applied. Depending on the sequence of timing of kills, it would heal primeval for somewhere between 5 and 35. We fixed it now. Now every invader kill will give you 27% heal on the primeval.
Kind of wild. Like 5 to 35. Like that's a pretty big swing. But now we know for a fact that if you go in and wipe the team, the primeval's back to 100% again.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. The one thing that I haven't pieced together is I don't think you have to go through all the envoy waves again, do you? Like if you were on your last wave, right? given
No,
that
they
at
stop.
every,
They
at
stop at
every
5.
30%, and then you got done as a team and went back to 100, would you need to go through all the waves again?
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
think so.
No, max of 5 envoys. I think they said
Right.
before.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still doing it twice. It's still doing it. Five lots is still nearly doing it twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
rude.
You can. Yeah. You can. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Because you're only going to get 3 because they're every 30%. So you're only going to get 3 unless they do the heals.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if
so
they do 1 heal, you're basically going to get 4.
I think by that point you'll be at like the Slayer stacks will be so pronounced that you'll probably shred anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out, won't we? All right.
Yep.
Rewards. I've never played Gambit for rewards. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Maybe when the bottom
neither.
dollar was all the rage, but I'm hoping that maybe this can motivate me to do more Gambit stuff and get more Gambit gear. So Gambit is the second of the core ritual activities after Trials of Osiris to get comprehensive engram focusing options. I like it. You're going to be able to buy what you want straight out of it, much the same as the trial system. By reading through this, I won't read through all of it. It's kind of meh. We'll go other drifter changes. Bygones Trust and Bad Omens have been removed from the vendor, no doubt to be cycled back in a later date with different perks. End of match drops. There is a Gambit memento for weapon crafting that can drop after any match, so random chance. Older Gambit shaders now have a small chance of dropping at the end of each match. So if you've didn't play Gambit a lot back when it first came out, you could probably jump in and grab them. Some of them are actually pretty good. If you like leather. Primeval Servitor Cosmetic can now drop at the end of any match. Okay. The Furtive Ghost Shell can. Okay. So look, the cosmetics are in there in the game. It's normally these things end up never.
They're trying to get people in there, get it populated.
They want people in there. They want healthy Gambit population.
Yeah. Right.
So I like this next part. We'll go the Future in Gambit Labs. The two examples that they've laid out are pretty rad. I like them a lot.
Yeah. So this is like Crucible Labs, but Gambit Labs. So experimental modes, essentially, for Gambit. One is called Invasion Swap.
Yep.
And when you deposit modes, it doesn't open your portal. It opens the enemy portal at 40 and 80 modes.
I like it. I wish they'd they'd gone fucking full send on this for this.
But chat's already ruined it, right?
Why?
Because they've already gone, you just do 39, get up to 39, and then you all get 15 each, and you deposit 60 at once.
They ruin everything, don't they?
I know they ruined it already.
I mean, look, if you're able to play that well as a team of 4,
that's the cool thing, though, right? You will be playing as a team of 4 like that.
Yeah, true. You can do that. I mean, sandbagging in Gambit, it's now as big an issue as in Mario Kart.
But there literally won't be any risk. Like, you're not going to get invaded so you can get 15 modes. And by the way, that's going to be 4 stasis people coming to get you. Yeah, 4 stasis blockers.
All at once. Yeah, look, if you're that coordinated, fair enough. It'll be funny, though. It'll be funny to try.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. And then Moat Thief, which is essentially trying to be a sneaky invader. So every second the invader is invading, one moat drains directly from the bank to the invader's bank. So rather than going for kills, well, I guess you can do both.
Get in there and sort of absorb their progress, and that's the end of it. I like it.
Yep. I mean, as a Titan, you just put a bubble down and you're done.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty toxic. We'll
just
go
sit in
with
your
that.
bubble.
Or you crack Dong Blade and just whiz around and fucking hide, go through the warps. Use them to your advantage. I can see it being pretty crazy. Hang on, I'm gonna go shut the door.
It made me start to think about other objective modes you could have in Gambit. Like, imagine if it was capture the flag. Essentially, capture the flag in Gambits, and you had to invade grab a flag, and then like get out. Now that would be good. Baby, come back. Should we talk about trials? What's happening with trials? I'm going to keep reading. As we discussed earlier this season, we're going to continue a scheduled capture zone and freelance weekends. Season 16, we're moving a schedule of 7 maps for the season, one of which you'll get to vote on. Also have adept rewards coming in season 17 for trials. I was just talking to myself.
Nah, you're good.
With some trials. I did Mode Thief. Mode Thief is done. Yep. I didn't know if you want to read trials or not.
Well, look, I mean, we know that there's going to be sort of further iteration upon trials. So I think that's cool.
Yep. And then final patch note preview. A bunch of ritual rewards. Okay. This is what you get from like the Zavala and stuff, right?
Yeah. It's the basic bitch Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard stuff. It's stuff that like you might occasionally get a decent roll on, but for the most part, it's infusion fodder. Like, I don't think it's particularly important. But look, let's go through it anyway. It might matter to somebody. Starting with the Witch Queen ritual playlist, rewards will be updated to grant ritual specific gear, weapons, mods, and armor. I mean, you never know. The weapons might be cracking hot. And no longer be granting rewards from the general world pool. So they've got their specific pool, and that's it. Crucible will grant Crucible gear, Vanguard will grant Vanguard gear, and Gambit will grant Gambit gear. Fucking Jesus.
Okay, so the only way you're going to be able to do them is to go to those activity. Vendors.
Yes, right. And
not like, from the world.
You won't get random drop shit either. It'll just be that's the pool. That's what you can get. You know where to get it. Engram focusing is currently only available on Saint 14 and the Drifter for their ritual specific engrams. I feel like we're probably going to see that system expanded at some point. But yeah, I mean, not yet. World engrams will continue to be granted at major ranks on ritual vendors, just for a little variety. So as you hit, when you're getting your engram up in the top right, as you rank up a vendor, you'll still get random stuff in that. Gambit, Crucible, and Vanguard rituals are receiving updated armor rewards for a new expansion release. These share the same base appearance but have slightly different decals and rah. As we've seen previous releases, they're more or less the same armor with slightly different look. Here's the other big news: returning Crucible maps, Eternity and Vostok. I saw a lot of people really angry about Vostok, and I think with Dead Man's Tale sort of still doing the rounds. I feel like it's going to be pretty oppressive. I feel like I'm just going to live in the caves, to be honest. That's what I'm going to do in the middle. I don't know. I don't play enough PvP. You should start. You get good. It'd be good.
No, I'm a PvE sweat lord.
PvE sweat lord. Just
build crafting, weapon crafting, everything crafting, raiding machine.
You just look builds up on YouTube.
Build stealing then.
Build stealing. Build thief. Eververse. No changes. No changes to Eververse. I think Eververse is Eververse. It's fine. It is what it is. All right. Do you want to do the seasonal pass changes, Matty? Or do you want to... It's not very exciting, is it?
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. High stat armor. It's going to be reintroduced between 57 and 87 on your seasonal pass. That's not bad. Legendary engrams will be replaced with focused umbrals, which will be tier 2, 5 in total, different pieces. You get arms, legs, chest, class, and head. Season pass emblem has been removed, introducing a seasonal sparrow. Not bad. Seasonal pass scrounger bonuses have been overhauled. Read the 12 if you want more on that. Aside from the emblem, no items have been removed from season pass, only added. Not bad.
Not bad.
There you go. Guess what?
Throwaway. Rip.
Throwaway.
Gone. Over.
F's in chat for throwaway. No more throwaway.
Do you think that even matters now? Like, we've got the start of Grasp. Like, if you just want to farm kills, just do that. It's where I go anyway, because I don't want to have to go through half of a fucking dungeon to get to a point where I can just cheese kills. It's like they've gifted us a viable alternative and then changed this.
Yeah, the irony in making the loot cave exactly how the previous loot cave worked, but easier.
Yeah. You can just stand up there and shit. I mean, the only thing you've even got to worry about is like the wizards. It's pretty easy. Boss stomps. I didn't see this one
good.
coming. Big, but definitely good. Adjusted the physics on the knockbacks from boss stomps. This should result in fewer deaths being knocked into objects. So
yeah, so you get which is good because the boss stomp is great. You need it, right? You need to be there, but it's annoying. It's annoying when you die off like
it
physics.
feels like a very if there was actually like an actual stomp, like they had legs to do a stomp, I'd be more forgiving of it. But when it's like something that's floating in the air anyway and just magically goes woof and pushes you away, I feel like it feels very artificial and forced. Like it's there just so you can't, destroy something's ankles for the entire encounter. But yeah, I get it. I'm glad it's changing. There you go. Some Steel Series Destiny collection. Very pretty. It looks basically like the Traveler made PC peripherals. So if that's your desired fucking aesthetic, go for it. The Twitch bounty emblem. Very cool.
Actually, it's pretty good.
Very cool.
It's very good.
I'm not sure if I push the button if it'll work, but there we go. Oh, I mean, it'll make the top of the directory an absurd amount of money, and everyone else will just do it with their mates. So I don't know how I feel about it.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing.
I don't know how I feel about it because it's kind of like people who don't give a fuck about Destiny on Twitch but want the emblem will just go and click on the first person on the list. I feel like it'd be nice if there was some kind of it put you on some random stream. I know people want to support their creators and whatnot, but if there was a way that they could go, well, if you don't care, click on this and it'll take you to a random Destiny stream and then you could just do it there. I feel like that'd be cool. Just so that, everyone else gets a crack.
Yeah. Actually, that's what I think. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I'm full of them. No idea how to implement them, but all right. Probably the last big thing we need to talk about is the Witch Queen release schedule. Now, this is our last podcast, obviously, before Witch Queen goes live.
Yep.
What you need to do is just brace yourself that there's going to be fucking downtime. There will be server issues. There is always fucking server issues. I know I'm going to wake up that morning because, being in Australia, America kind of takes the brunt of this shit before we're even awake. But I know I will wake up and people will be screaming about this. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm wrong. But just don't get too swept up in it. Take up knitting or anything. Just do something else. I know it feels all encompassing. All right, so on February 21 at 6:45 p.m., Destiny 2 will be brought offline. All these times are Pacific Standard too, so rock and roll. February 21, 7 p.m., we'll be able to preload for Witch Queen update 4.0.0.1. That's if you got shit internet, you're gonna want to jump on and start that as soon as you can. February 22nd at 9 a.m., Destiny 2 will be brought back online. Update 4.0.0.1 will be available and playable on all platforms and regions. And at 10 a.m., Destiny maintenance is scheduled to complete. I'm taking that there's an hour there, that's when they're anticipating that there's going to be real choppy seas, right? There's an hour where the game's playable before maintenance finishes. So if you're jumping on at the fucking 9 a.m. on the dot and are expecting, get straight in and have a great time, I hope it pans out for you, but it probably won't. just brace yourself, right? All right.
Someone in chat says, I'll be in the game by next week.
I'll be in the game by I feel.
Internet downloads.
We need, surely there is a way that we could expedite that. Fucking someone can email you post you a USB stick.
Yeah, I reckon the Australian Collector's Edition
should come with a USB stick with it on it.
Yeah, like an updated version
just
of
in
it.
Case. Yeah. And we're probably the only country that still needs physical media in that context.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do they normally do? Oh, they send you a disc. I don't even have a fucking disc player on my PC.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't got one in my gaming PC. It doesn't even have anywhere where I could put it. It's got like a straight steel front.
Same.
It's not even an option
I got no
anymore.
CD.
So, I mean, it better come on USB or nah, we'll download it. All right, well, that's about the size of the TWAB. You know, go and jump in.
Oh, I did see an update on the bugged mission. I don't think they're going to be able to fix it, chat. If you miss the mission, you're not going to be able to finish it before a Witch Queen. I saw a DMG post on Reddit.
That's
I might still have it. I actually might have it here. I think I do. I can read it for you. Who did I send it to? Here it is. Actually, yeah. Well, let's just read this. I wanted to give more context. This is from DMG. The team has been digging on issues with the exorcism mission since Tuesday morning. While they've been able to identify a few causes, we're unable to issue a hotfix at this time. The Witch Queen is in the final stages of prep, and deploying a hotfix could cause some hiccups that we do not want to introduce.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the long or the short of it.
Yeah. I mean,
to help players who have completed this mission yet received no quest, we've auto completed the first step. This should let players access subsequent story dialogue without issue. Anyone can still go back and play the mission if they'd like. While the triumph still requires activity completion, this should trigger if you stay in the mission until the cutscene begins. Do not quit after defeating the boss. We wanted to make sure that the story was more easily accessible over the weekend. Okay.
I think, look, they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't in that position, right? Like if they did something and fucked up the release of Witch Queen or its stability on launch, they'd never hear the end of it because that'd affect everybody. So, I mean, I hope that people can jump in and sort of piece together their content. It is only, at the end of the day, the closing out of some seasonal stuff. But, you know, you can always just go and watch it on YouTube. There's a way to get it in your eyeballs one way or another, even if it is a little bit less authentic than experiencing it for yourself.
You know, I'm in two minds because, it was like the first match made like story mission, right?
I don't know why they felt they needed to do that.
For the first six player match made story mission. I would say it would be reasonable to think that one of the issues you would have with 6 players is skipping cutscenes.
Yeah, it seems like a mess, especially 6 random. Like, I mean,
especially for the finale.
How many other cutscenes are there though in the game that are in modes where there is a randomly put together fire team? Right? Like anything like that normally is in a story thing where you are only loading in with your fire team of people that you know. So it's kind of like it's such an atypical example of the deployment of something like that, you know, definitely an oversight, mind you. I'm sure someone's absolutely ruining the fact that it got to where it did, but I can see how it happened. It's disappointing.
Oh, was Splice was 6 player?
How the fuck do you remember this shit, chat? Jesus.
Oh, I don't know. It's a hive mind, mate.
Fucking aliens. All right. Well,
I never do it with random people because chat always jumps in there because there's usually some bug. It was a bit of a miss. It really was. For the season finale before Witch Queen, you can't watch the final cutscene. It was a bit of a miss.
Yeah, I mean, skipping cutscenes is something that's pretty dickish, but yeah, you shouldn't.
I think Bungie's at the point now. They're big enough. They're ugly enough to
just cop it and say, yeah, we fucked it to an extent.
Well, I don't know. I'm probably even a bit harsh than that. It's sort of like I really, really, really think that the final cutscene of your season shouldn't have bugs in it.
I feel like it could have been something that actually like kicked off after you exited the activity anyway. I don't think it would have changed all that much, you know?
Give what? Oh yeah, because I wanted to. The gameplay was fucking cool. That they had you storming this castle basically, which was great. Cool.
It was great, and the fact that it was like immediate and it took place more or less in front of you, jumping straight into the cutscene. I get it, but I don't know. It's something that they'll definitely have in mind next time they try something like this for sure. If it happens again, fuck. All right, What we might do, we've blasted through the TWAB. We might open up chat, open up the gates, and we'll do the thing. What is the thing? We always do this before we hit a new content release. What are you most looking forward to? There you go. Speak now or forever hold your penis. Maddie, out of everything, what are you most looking forward to?
Mate, I'm looking forward to taking me Titan into the fucking legendary campaign and just volatiling, demoing everything.
Yep. I'm looking forward to doing that with a hammer build. I know it's I know that's what I've been doing for the last fucking however long anyway.
Why are you taking a hammer in for? What are you doing? Synthos?
I don't know. I mean, look, if you can swing me on this build that you've been working on all day before then, I may well fucking jump the fence. But until then, I will be doing synthos and 1-2 punch just to absolutely make sure I get through it.
You take in Void. It's Void 3.0. You can't not take in Void.
Yeah, look, you... Okay.
Come on, you're going to play with the aspects and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Bruh, you can throw Captain America's shield normally. Just peg it.
Oh, well, I wonder how much function you'll get out of that. Like whether you'll be able to turn it into something akin to the hammer with
it applies volatile.
I know. That's I was watching you fucking.
So you throw the shield and then you shoot them long. And then they blow up. Yes, exactly.
All right, look, you're selling me on it. You're selling me on it. Look, same for me. Legendary campaign. I just want to get in and experience it.
It looks so good.
I've got a fucking date with Nick and Senshi, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm not sure if I'll stream it or not. I might. But we're going to jump through and do our playthrough. And I think it'll be 3 Titans against the world. So it'll be good fun. We'll see how far we get. Brother, I'm excited for not dying to walls.
True.
Yes. True. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? We are Savathun. What? That's very ominous. Come on, memory. You can't write an entire fucking paragraph story. Look, that's too long. I'm sorry that happened, or I'm happy for you. I'm not reading all that. Excited to see how Senshi wants to see how his build holds up. Senshi has the most unique Titan build I think I've run across in a long time, because he's a man that is not. I don't think he's ever looked up a build crafting video in his entire life. He does it all in his own unique brain.
His own throne world.
He is very much.
He's in his own little throne world doing his own build craft. Yeah.
Yeah, so Senshi, if you want to give the people a little bit of a detail about how Senshi's build works, you can do that, and I'll read it. And I'm sorry, memory, it was in reply to someone else. I'm a dipshit. You're all good. TikTok, the smashing of the ghosts. You have an issue with that? I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I hope happens with those encounters is that the light infused, really powerful hive are so annoying that by the time you get to crush the ghost, there's like visceral satisfaction in it. That like, fuck you, it's over. That's what I want. That, whoa, fuck you. I'm hoping that
it counts as a finisher, right?
It looks like it's basically that. It's sort of like its own bespoke animation, but it kind of draws you into that. I mean, it's first person.
I'm just wondering whether, like for mods and stuff, if it counts as a finisher, or if Ghost Execution is like its own thing.
Either way, we're gonna find out. All right, you got anything you want to say in closing, Matt, before we throw our lives once again into the deep pit of Destiny content release?
This is the first release, full-time content creation. I'm going hard.
I want to see bags under your eyes, son. No sleep till bedtime.
Dude, I'm getting up to play unreleased with Watts, so I'll be in the queues.
Brutal.
I'll be in the trenches.
If I wake up and there's a cranky tweet from you, there'll be words.
Maybe our service will be okay. Is that how it works?
No, because we're all on it all comes from basically one place. I think it's one big tube that we all jump in. All right.
Okay.
I think that'll do us. That's it. Last one.
Wait.
What?
Don't we know what's the new thing when we do at the end? Highlight, low light.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do? Highlight, low light of the Gambit changes?
Yeah.
Highlight. They happened. Low light. It's to
That
Gambit.
happened.
That happened to Gambit and not comp. Easy. What do you got?
Highlights. Stasis blockers. Lowlights. Stasis blockers. Depend. Highlight sending stasis blockers. Lowlight receiving stasis blockers.
Oh, I've got a feeling there's going to be pain.
Fucking painful.
There's going to be pain. All right.
No, do you know what the highlight is? The labs, Gambit labs. I think
Gambit labs is going to be wild. Obviously, look, the cinematic trailer is a huge high point, but we're just mucking around. When we can talk shit, why would we talk about something as great as that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the other side next week. We'll no doubt have a shitload to talk about too after playing through the campaign. So, if you're jumping in at launch or whenever you do between now and then, enjoy, take your time with it, have fun, and don't blow a fucking fuffle valve over not being able to get in at launch. It's gonna happen. It'll be okay. I'll hold you. Fine. Do it.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Stand by for a raid. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. What an idiot. Bye.